Intentional. He fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. Matthew chapter 4, verse 2. Friday after Ash Wednesday. In Matthew 4, verse 2, we read that Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. Why 40? As Pope Benedict XVI writes in his book Jesus of Nazareth, in Jesus' day, the number of 40 was already filled with rich symbolism for Israel. First of all, it recalls Israel's 40 years wandering in the desert, a period in which the people were both tempted and enjoyed a special closeness to God. The 40 days and 40 nights also reminded us of the 40 days that Moses spent on Mount Sinai before he was privileged to receive the Word of God, the sacred tablets of the covenant. Yesterday, we learned that Jesus was led to the desert. He was led there intentionally. The Father wanted to bless his Son and therefore led him into the desert. Likewise, God is leading you into the desert of Lent for 40 days so you may grow spiritually. The fact that Jesus is led to the desert intentionally is important for us. Rarely do we grow unless we are intentional about our growth. Intentionality primarily requires three things. We have to know what we want, we have to have a plan, and we have to have people hold us accountable. So I ask you at the beginning of this Lenten journey, what do you want God to do in your life? When are you going to carve out time for prayer? Who is going to hold you accountable? Lent can be life-changing, but it will not just happen. You must be intentional. Secondly, intentionality requires that we have the courage to ask ourselves what may be preventing our spiritual growth. In other words, if we are going to carve out time for prayer, we may have to let go of using our time for other things. It is not that we do not have enough time, but that we do not use our time well. If we are going to be intentional about growing spiritually, we must be intentional about not doing the things that prevent us from growth. Third, intentionality requires depth. If we are going to ask people to hold us accountable, then we have to have the courage to have a conversation with them at a very particular depth. This may require a bit more vulnerability as we share why we are asking them to hold us accountable. This will also mean that the conversation shifts to a deeper level, from the more superficial things of life to the more substantial things. This Lent can be a powerful experience of the Lord. To receive this experience, we must remain intentional. For your prayer. Again today, as you did yesterday, read Matthew 4, verse 1 to 11. Read it 3 times very slowly. Which word or phrase tug at your heart today? Talk to God about how this word or phrase applies to your life. What words stood out to you as you prayed? What did you find stirring in your heart?